From Southern Colorado's high-definition news leader, this is News Channel 13, where the news comes first.
Welcome back. Good morning, Colorado, on this Monday, July 11th. It's 5:29. I'm John Carroll. Dana Clemens is off this morning. Happening now, wildfire is continuing to burn in Fremont County. There are now new mandatory evacuations in place for people staying in the area. The Hayden Pass fire is burning near the town of Coaldale, about 40 miles west of Canyon City. Since lightning started the fire on Friday, it spread to more than 5,000 acres. KRDO News Channel 13's Angelica Lombardi joins us live from the Howard Fire Department with the very latest. Good morning, Angelica.
Good morning, John. Well, it's still a pretty active scene out here. 10 extra fire engines as well as 2 helicopters are expected to arrive later this morning. If you take a look behind me, you can kind of start to see that smoke back there behind me. Now, as of 7 a.m., new mandatory evacuations are going into place for people living in a certain area. Anyone on County Road 6 south of County Road 45 is on a mandatory evacuation. There is a pre-evacuation for people living in the Coaldale area near County Road 6 and the Fox Creek subdivision. People being evacuated can stay at the Howard Volunteer Fire Department. Large animals can stay at the Chaffee County Fairgrounds. Now, as of last night, this fire has burned at least 5,104 acres, and it continues to spread because of temperatures and wind. Now, this started Friday near the Hayden Creek after a lightning strike. Officials said the temperatures are causing it to spread, and this fire is entirely on U.S. Forest Service land. We spoke with people who live nearby.
Scares me a bit because I live not too far from where this is all going on right now.
So sitting over at my grandpa's place, you can see some of the flames.
Again, there are now mandatory evacuations on County Road 6 south of County Road 45 going into effect at 7 a.m. Officials say this fire could be burning for a while, and as of this morning, it is 0% contained. Reporting live in Fremont County, Angelica Lombardi, KRDO News Channel 13.
All right, Angelica, thank you. And a live look at our exclusive Viera Wireless Neighborhood Weather Network camera in La Junta, looking east at the sun, ready to poke above the horizon at 5:31. Storm Tracker 13's Mike Everett is in for Abby Oconee with your weather on the ones. Mike, we really hate to see the hot, dry, and windy weather pick up again.
And that's exactly what we're looking at today, John. In fact, we've got red flag warnings going into effect today, starting at noon through 8 o'clock tonight, basically all the way up and down the high country here. But a little bit closer to Colorado Springs, we're looking at the Rampart Range, also in Teller County, and of course Fremont County, where that fire is right now. So we've got all the ingredients there. We've got high temperatures today. We've got gusty winds picking up in the 15-25 mile an hour range from the west and southwest a little bit later today. And what that will do is pick up the haze. We're looking right now in Northgate and Bass Pro. I've got this camera pointed almost due south right now. You can see even at this early hour that haze is starting to pick up across the region. And as those winds kick up later this afternoon, I'm expecting us to get hazy again, very similar to what we saw yesterday. 74 in the Springs right now. It just did not cool off overnight last night in the Springs. 64 in Pueblo. You're still seeing 70s and 60s out towards the plains. 67 in Trinidad. Leadville 56, 45 in Gunnison, 66 in Salida right now. Live HD Doppler radar looking clean and clear across the region. We just got some radar returns. Here's what you'll notice about today. It will be dry. It will be hot. We're not tracking any rain potential later this afternoon. Temperatures getting into the upper 80s in the Springs, upper 90s in Pueblo. We're going to talk about the wind and when we can see some more rain coming in my full forecast. John, back to you.
Thank you, Mike. Firefighters are still fighting the Cold Springs fire. 2 campers from Alabama have been arrested for starting the fire near the town of Nederland. Jimmy Suggs and Zachary Kuykendall are facing 4th-degree arson charges. The 2 men and a woman camped on private property Thursday. Investigators say the men did not properly put out their campfire. So far, 3 homes have been destroyed. About 1,500 people have been evacuated. Crews near Fort Carson also battled a small grass fire. Thanks to viewer Austin for this picture of the fire. Officials say about 2 to 3 acres started burning last night south of the training range. So far, no structures are threatened. And we have everything you need to know about those wildfires, including the evacuation zone, on our website. Just head to krdo.com. 5:34 now. Looking ahead this morning, all water restrictions in Monument could be lifted later today. The leak the Tri-View Metropolitan District has been searching for has been found. Contractors hired by Tri-View found the leak this weekend in the Beaver Pond behind Bear Creek Elementary. Since June 3rd, Tri-View has lost more than 50 million gallons of water because of the leak. This morning, El Paso County Search and Rescue is reminding people to never cut switchbacks after a woman needed rescuing in Manitou Springs. Rescue workers spent 8 hours helping the hiker who broke her ankle while cutting switchbacks. Flight for Life had to help fly the woman out. The group posted these pictures to Facebook. The search and rescue team says rescues from people cutting switchbacks can tie up dozens of rescuers for hours and causes a lot of erosion on the peak. The Colorado Springs police are searching for a person who robbed a store at gunpoint. It happened yesterday afternoon at the skate shop in the 1600 block of East Pikes Peak Avenue near Memorial Park. Police say the suspect entered the store with a gun and demanded money, and he ran off. If you have any information, you're asked to call Springs Police at 444-7000. Pueblo police have released the name of a man who was shot multiple times on Friday. 30-year-old Mark Vigil was rushed to the hospital after being shot in the 500 block of North Hudson Avenue. Investigators are looking for a tan SUV that may be connected to the shooting. No suspects have been named at this time. It was a big ski season for resorts in Colorado and brought a big boost to tourism in the state. The Denver Post reports a record 13 million people came out to our ski areas this past winter. That also brought in the highest sales tax revenue ever for almost every Colorado ski town. New overnight, communities continue to protest with more demonstrations sparked by the recent police killings of 2 black men. Hundreds of arrests were made in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, and several in California. This comes after an Army veteran allegedly killed 5 police officers in Dallas. Micah Johnson is accused in the shooting, which happened during a peaceful Black Lives Matter protest last Thursday. 2 civilians were also hurt, including Shatamia Taylor, who was hit in the leg while shielding her son. She described the shooting as chaotic.
Saw another officer get shot right there in front of me again. That was 2.
Taylor says the real heroes are the officers who physically covered them. This shooting is the deadliest attack on law enforcement since 9/11. A globe-trotting pianist is joining those mourning Dallas with a special tribute for officers. He played a rendition of John Lennon's Imagine outside the police headquarters. Afterwards, he rolled away, hauling his piano behind him. The man is German musician Davide Martello. If he looks familiar, he did the same thing in Paris after the terror attacks there in 2015. Terrifying moments on a flight to Denver, how carbon monoxide forced a plane to make an emergency landing. And the Denver Zoo welcomed 2 new family members. We'll introduce you to these adorable cubs next.
Red flag warnings go into effect today starting at noon through 8 p.m. for pretty much everything you see here in red. We've got all the ingredients: high temperatures, gusty winds, and low humidity. It's one of those days where you definitely want to be fire aware. We're going to talk about when our next chances for rain come into our forecast coming up. 5:41 on this Monday morning. I'm Storm Tracker 13's Mike Everett. Thanks for joining us today. We are looking east right now from La Junta. It was hot there yesterday. 106 is where you topped out. You're going to get into the triple digits again today, but not to 106. You're looking to probably get to about 100 degrees. Sun just coming right up there on the horizon, and you are seeing that haze already hanging in the sky. We've got fires and red flag warnings in effect again starting at noon today through 8 p.m. Everything that you see in red will be under a red flag warning today. All the ingredients are there. We've got gusty winds, low humidities, high temperatures. Yeah, it's one of those days. Already we're seeing 14-mile-an-hour winds in Canyon City, 7 miles an hour in Pueblo. Calm in the Springs right now. Expecting all of that to switch around to the west and southwest a little bit later this afternoon, picking up into the 15 to 25-mile-an-hour range. Not good stuff for firefighting. 74 in the Springs right now, 64 in Pueblo. You're looking at 40s, 50s, and 60s up high, 60s and 70s out in towards the plains right now. Zoom it in a little bit there, show you 71 in Peyton, 60 in Woodland Park, 64 in Monument. 64 is also your number in Pueblo right now, 72 in Colorado City, 73 in Trinidad, 69 in Walsenburg. We're going to talk about what the winds are going to do, when they're going to do that, and more importantly, when we see rain return to the forecast, John. So coming up in just a few moments, I've got my full forecast.
All right. Thank you, Mike.
You're welcome.
5:42 now. It was a scary moment for passengers on a flight to Denver. Several people got sick from carbon monoxide, forcing the plane to make an emergency landing.
Delta 87, we need assist navigate, yeah.
We do need assist. Okay, thank you.
Delta Flight 1817 was halfway from Atlanta to Denver when the pilot radioed for help. A dozen passengers complained of nausea, dizziness, and rapid heart rates. The plane made an emergency landing in Tulsa, Oklahoma. A few of those passengers had slightly elevated carbon monoxide levels.
People started hitting their red buttons. I looked up ahead, and like 10 aisles ahead, same thing was happening to, it looked like about 3 or 4 others, with one man throwing up violently.
Right now, crews are trying to find out what caused those elevated levels of carbon monoxide. We're getting our daily dose of cute thanks to the Denver Zoo. Check out the picture the zoo posted to its Facebook page. The zoo welcomed 2 baby red pandas. This is one of them being weighed, and it weighs just a little less than a pound. What a cutie. It's just a game, but it could cause real dangers. We'll show you why experts are warning about the new Pokemon app. There's a live look at Union Boulevard MLK bypass area, and you can kind of tell a little of that haze from wildfires burning around mainly in Fremont County, pushing some smoke into our area. If you have breathing issues, take precautions and try to stay indoors. Time now 5:44. Welcome back to Good Morning Colorado. Take a look at this red sunrise from La Junta as seen through our exclusive Viera Wireless Neighborhood Weather Network camera. Some of that smoky haze there painting the sunrise this morning at 5:47. You may want to catch them all, but officials are warning about dangers to the new Pokemon Go app. The game brings new life to the common card game, but some players could be at risk due to the augmented reality. KRDO News Channel 13's Colleen Sikora takes a look at why officials are encouraging players to be on the lookout and to be aware of their surroundings.
You have the lucky egg on?
It's a video game.
I haven't found any Pokemon yet.
Taken into the real world.
There's a Pidgeotto.
Only 4 days old, Pokemon Go has thousands of downloads. The goal?
To run around and catch Pokemon.
Now, the app uses your phone camera to create augmented reality, showing the Pokemon here in the real world, making them come to life. And you can catch them, so I'm trying to catch this one, and I got it.
But there's a danger concerned with the game.
You actually walk outside until you find Pokemon on the streets.
Because people get lost with their head in their phone.
And they don't pay attention to what's going on around them. Dangers have already cropped up from the app. The O'Fallon Police Department reported armed robberies happening at Pokespots, and a Wyoming woman found a dead body playing the game. Mike says on Saturday they ran into parents looking for their son in Colorado Springs.
Parents looking around their kid had gone missing playing the game.
The dangers don't surprise Mike.
This is the way it works. The lures, it attracts peep players to the location. If you want, it would be very easy for me to sit here and lure a bunch of players here and then rob them. It would not be hard. Would I do it? No.
While the players collect them all, it's a reminder to
use common sense. Use safety first.
That was Colleen Sikora reporting. There have also been reports of people getting into accidents while playing the game while driving. Disney is having quite the year. We'll show you the movies behind the success coming up.
And winds right now are fairly mellow, but I am expecting them to pick up from the south and southwest a little bit later this afternoon into the 15 to 25 mile an hour range. Not particularly good for firefighting. We're going to talk about that and a red flag warning coming up. 5:51 on this Monday morning. Thanks for joining us. You've got to see this sunrise in La Junta right now, courtesy of our Viera wireless camera. That haze in the air making it look a lot like a light bulb right now. Very, very bright sun, but there's also just so much haze in the air right now because of that fire in Fremont County, and of course some of that from Boulder could be moving down as well. Speaking of fires, we're talking about red flag warnings today going into effect today at noon, staying into effect until 8 p.m. today. So basically everything you see here in red is going to be under elevated fire warnings. And what that means is, of course, we want to be very, very careful today. We don't have any rain in the forecast. It's going to be dry, it's going to be warm, and we're going to see those winds pick up. We'll talk about that in a moment. Temperatures right now didn't really get a chance to cool off overnight. 66s in Lamar and Springfield, 70 in La Junta, 74 in the Springs right now. That's one of the things you'll notice is it feels warm outside. Didn't really get a chance to get into the 50s or 60s overnight last night. Live HD Doppler radar looking clean and clear. We're just seeing some radar return. Some of that could possibly be some of that smoke right now, but none of that is rain. In fact, we don't have any rain in the neighborhood at all right now. Massive ridge of high pressure will keep us warm and dry today. Slight chance for some showers towards the northeastern portion of the state a little bit later today, and that's about it. Triple-digit temperatures on tap today in Springfield, Lamar, and La Junta. Again, Pueblo, you're going to push it as well. 97 is where you're going today. 94 in Canyon City. 89 today in the Springs. Putting SkyCast in motion again, expecting some cloud cover to pop up a little bit later today. But again, the only chances for showers look like they will be confined to everything north of I-70 today. So we'll keep a close eye on that. But as far as southern Colorado goes, not so much. Wind gusts, this is what I want to talk about, especially in Fremont County today. By 10:45, we're already looking at about 15 miles an hour. And as we go through the afternoon today, looking for those to pick up into the 20 to 25 mile an hour range. So again, not good news on a firefighting front, and for that red flag warning, again, we want to be very, very careful. Low humidities, gusty winds, all the elements are there. 89 for us today in the Springs, 85 is where we're going tomorrow. 87 is what we'll see on Wednesday. Those rain chances return Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, and then we warm up and dry up again in time for the weekend. Overnight lows will be in the mid to upper 50s. 97 today in Pueblo. We'll pull you back to 93 on Tuesday, taking you into the mid 90s on Wednesday, and you've got some rain chances Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday as well, albeit 10%, and then you warm up and dry up again in time for the weekend. 94 is where you're going today in Canyon City. 91 is what you're looking at tomorrow, and again, no rain in the forecast until at least Wednesday. So again, that situation hot and dry, and we're going to continue to keep a very close eye on that because, well, it's not what we want when we have a red flag warning in effect. Teller County, 77 for your high today, and it looks like you get a couple days off from the rain there as well. Next chances will roll in on Wednesday. You got a 30% chance on Thursday, but even though it's Monday morning, I'm already looking forward to next weekend. It looks like you get into the upper 70s, lower 80s, and dry, so we'll keep an eye on that. It's always something to look forward to.
All right. Thank you, Mike.
You're welcome.
5:54 now with 3 box office hits, including Finding Dory. Disney is having a very successful year. Rick Damigella is crunching the numbers in your Hollywood headlines.
I suffer from short-term memory loss.
That didn't stop Finding Dory from bringing in over $50 million this weekend at the worldwide box office, which helped Disney break a record set just last year. Deadline reports the Mouse House reached sales of $5 billion globally, faster than previous record holder Universal Studios.
We have dedicated our whole lives to studying the paranormal. Now there's sightings all over the city.
The new Ghostbusters movie premiered in Hollywood over the weekend. The film's producer and former co-chair of Sony Pictures Entertainment, Amy Pascal, was quoted by The Hollywood Reporter as saying about the film, "It's going to be endless. People are going to love this movie so much that they're going to demand more and more." Just over a year ago, The Hollywood Reporter said Sony was seeking to turn the franchise into a cinematic universe. Blink-182 dethrones Drake. The Canadian rapper's Views album had held #1 on Billboard's Top 200 chart for the past 9 weeks, but was beaten by the pop-punk band's new album, California. The band's 7th studio album, featuring the single Bored to Death, debuted at the top of the charts with 172,000 traditional album sales, making it the 3rd largest week for a rock album this year, according to Billboard. For Hollywood Minute, I'm Rick Damigella.
Rocker Joe Perry is recovering this morning after reportedly falling ill during a concert in New York. The Aerosmith guitarist was performing with the supergroup Hollywood Vampires, which includes singer Alice Cooper and actor Johnny Depp. He was taken to a hospital to be checked out After the show, Cooper tweeted Perry was stable and with family. Singer Chaka Khan has entered rehab for an addiction to prescription drugs. Representatives for the musician said she'd been struggling with dependence on pain medications and entered the program voluntarily. Chaka Khan has put her July concerts on hold. She's expected to return to her tour in early August. 5:56 now, and time to see how you wake up, Colorado. Adolf sent us this picture of his dog lounging around. He says it's proof that these are officially the dog days of summer. Oh, that pooch looks pretty content and comfortable right there. We want to see how you wake up. Send your pictures to wakeupcolorado@krdo.com. You can also tweet them to us or post them to our Facebook page at KRDO News Channel 13. And don't forget to use the hashtag WakeUpColorado. Amazon wants to make sure you're near your computer tomorrow. Find out why Tuesday is expected to be the biggest global Amazon event ever. Plus, residents in Kansas are picking up the pieces of their town after a tornado ripped through their neighborhood. We'll show you the damage coming up. And take a look at New York City. Plenty of sunshine in the Big Apple. It's like a nice day there as well. 5:58 here.
All right, guys, can we go ahead and get a mic check?
Mic check 1, 2, 3. We are live in Fremont County. Evacuations in place at 7 a.m.